Hello, a very good evening, and welcome to We Are the Branley Moore Family. I'm joined by former Evertonian Joe Parkinson. So, first and foremost, Joe, I'd like to say thank you to you for joining and taking this time. Um, we will start off with an easy one. How has your evening been?
Yeah, it's been a busy day. Like I just spoke off air, I'm at the football college and our season started last week. So we've had a busy pre-season, our league programme started. So yeah, and it's been busy because we've obviously moved home from Otter's Pool and we're now based at Goodison Park, which is great. But obviously we've got to get used to it and get the classrooms right. And we've gone to a new training ground as well. So yeah, really busy, really good. Thanks.
Amazing. Okay, so first question: what or who inspired you to become a footballer?
Uh, as long as I can ever remember, I had a football under my arm. But mum and dad were very keen on football, and whenever there was a chance, my dad would be playing football with me. Or in my era or my time, you were always outside playing with your mates. At football, you could do that. You had loads of space. So, yeah, my mum and dad inspired me to play football, but I probably did more of my practicing just out with my mates, really, in the street.
Amazing. Okay, so the next question. You came to Everton from Bournemouth in 1993. What made you choose Everton?
Uh, well, it was the only team that came in for me. Basically,
Yeah,
there used to only be one transfer deadline day, really, in March, and I was playing for Bournemouth, and then the manager, Tony Pulis, knocked on my door and just said, Everton are interested, would you go? And I just jumped at the chance. I remember watching them on the night before on Sky, and
yeah.
thought, I'd love to go there. I grew up in the Northwest, so I knew about Everton. So yeah, it was perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. Get back home into the Northwest and hopefully play for a massive club.
Is right. Yeah, okay. So looking back at your time with Everton, what would you say was your favourite game and who was it against?
Yeah, probably most people have made me think it was, the cup final, beat Man United, the team I did grow up supporting. Obviously, don't now. My mum and dad at Wembley. What a game that was! But I think that was more of an occasion, and what we've
Yeah,
achieved today were one of my better games. I think we played Southampton at home. We won 7-1, I think. I didn't score or anything, but it was. I just felt as if I played really well, and the team played well that day. So probably that one really, and the semi-final as well against Tottenham. I think that was a good all-round day, and I thought I performed quite well that day too.
good lad. Nice. Okay, you got to play with some great players during your time. Did you become good friends with any? And if so, are you still in contact with them now from
Yeah,
when you were
it,
Everton player?
it's weird. I see Barry on a lot at the ground. I see Neville at functions. Um, so we're all really good friends. It's strange that we're not all on top of each other and bringing each other up
Yeah,
all. When we see each other at functions and get-togethers, it's as if we've never been apart. Really, we had an unbelievable team spirit. That's what got us through to the results that we got. Really, I think we're a good side, but our team spirit just got us that little bit further. So when I see everybody, it's just brilliant. I'm going watching the game on Saturday at the new Howard Kendall Suite, next to the
oh
ground.
yeah, yeah.
I'm going there, and there's going to be, I think Barry might be there. No, Neville Southall's there, Sharpie, and a couple of others. So obviously, I only really played with Neville on that one, but it'll be great to see everyone. Just brilliant.
Yeah. Okay. Who has been your toughest opponent that you have ever played against?
Yeah, when I was around, it was probably the Man United midfield. They're such a good team at the time. But to be fair, a player I found it really hard playing against him for different reasons. He was annoying. He used to wind you up. Was Tim Sherwood, believe it or
Was
not?
it?
Yeah, he used to get on my nerves. Good player. He had long flowing hair. He used to slaughter you, and we at the time as well. Blackburn were decent, weren't they? So we had
Hmm.
some battles. But again, you know, smash each other on the pitch afterwards. You know, everything was fine. You shake your hands and have a beer in the lounge afterwards. It was great times.
Amazing. Okay. So you played under Joe Royle. What was he like as a manager, Joe Royle?
Absolutely superb. And I think anyone who knows or met Joe knows what a guy he is. He was a man manager. He had Willie Donachie with him, who did most of the training, but Joe was there watching all the training, you know, and just saying little words. He just knew what to say to you at the right time. I don't think I ever really saw him go ballistic in changing rooms. He didn't have to. He got the respect.
Yeah.
You know, great player for this club. He'd done management before he come to Everton. So, you know, he had everything. And especially the respect of the senior lads down to us as well. So, as a man manager, he resurrected my career. He got me back in the first team, and I'll always be grateful for that.
Yeah. It was a shame that I wasn't born to like see you play as a player. And
You must have seen all the videos then. You must have downloaded and done all your research, watched every game I've ever played for Everton on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's how I did the players. Because at first I said to myself, what on earth is Joe Parkinson? Who is he? But all I knew that you played from Everton because my auntie, she's a big fan of you and all of that.
People did like me when I played, you know.
What?
People did like me when I played. I had fans.
Nice. Yeah. You were part of Joe Royle's Dog of War. Can you explain what that was about? The Dog of War.
Derby, it was Joe Royle's very first game. We had Liverpool at home on a night match at Goodison, which is just unforgettable. And we basically just, me and Barry Horn kicked everything. I think we tackled each other at one stage, and that's where it come from. He said something like, you know, if a packet of crisps had blown on the pitch, we were tackling it. It was just one of them flippant little comments that he made that stuck with us. He never liked it after that, really. But, you know, speaking with Barry and John Ebble as well, of course, you know, we liked it. People were talking about us. And it made sure that people realised, you know, if they're coming to Goodison or playing against Everton, they were in for no matter what, you know, because the three of us just worked our socks off and gave everything.
Amazing. Can you describe your emotions of when you won the FA Cup final in 1995?
Yeah. It's something I'll never forget. Listen, when I was growing up, I was a United fan. So if I was going to play at Wembley and win the FA Cup, it would have been against them. You know, obviously I'm a true blue now, but the biggest thing that I remember is my mum and dad being there. I could see my mum and dad before the game when you walk out in your suits. You know, my mum big rosette on with a picture of me in the middle. They were so proud. You know, they worked God knows how many jobs to take me everywhere around the country playing football, always supporting me. And for me to see him in that stand and me win something that, as a boy and a dad, we watched all the cup finals growing up. You know, it was something special that'll never be taken away from me.
Oh, nice. You suffered a knee injury in 1996, which unfortunately went to an end to your football career. What happened?
Yeah, it was a tackle, and I basically just ripped my cartilage. Got fit from that, had the operation, and then it ripped again, and then it just kept on doing that till eventually I had no cartilage left. Unfortunately, with the rubbing on the bone, it made a hole there. And listen, I went to the top surgeons. The club couldn't do anything else for me. To be fair, they did everything for me. You know, I'll always be grateful for that. But unfortunately, it just didn't work, and I'd been out for nearly 3 years then. They said they could do this different, but the surgeon said it's probably best if you didn't. And I felt that was it. I was in too much pain, really. So yeah, the club looked after me and gave me a job after that, but nothing that can replace being footballer.
The People's Club, as David Moyes says.
Absolutely, that's perfect. He knows what the club's about, and it is. You know, it can hold us back sometimes, I think. You know, we're such a family club, local supported club, and it's just an amazing club to feel part of. And I feel that I've come from outside the city. I lived here, God, since '94, but I feel football club and this football family of Everton.
Is right. You returned back to football after quite a few years by coaching. Was it hard coming back to football since, seeing after your injury?
Yeah, it was difficult. After I got injured, I didn't really want anything to do with football, and I went away and did other things. But then after a few years, that bug of not being around the football changing rooms and just doing stuff I grew up all my life doing. So I started to do my badges, my football badges, coaches, and look at break at Preston. And from Preston, then I went to Wigan. I've been all over Shrewsbury, Hartlepool, and now I'm Everton Football College. Really enjoying my football again. And luckily, I'm in a position where I work for the club again, and I go watching the games. It's just happy times at a great time to be an Evertonian. Brand new stadium. Sorry. Yeah, it was sad to get away from Goodison, but the new places, absolutely amazing, and we're getting results there, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's actually good to watch the team. We've got attacking players who can keep hold of the ball, and things are just great at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, you're amazing, Joe, because you've just answered my next question.
Ah, right. You're very clever, aren't I?
Yeah, because me second to last question was, what do you think about the new stadium at Hill Dickinson?
Yeah, well, I don't work on match days anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But what that gives me is I've had a lot of friends invite me to the game.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah, I've been in one of the boxes. That was sensational. I was in one of the lounges on Saturday, the 1878 Kitchen and Bar Grit. That was superb. I've been in the other concourse. It's just been brilliant. I've seen all around the ground. I do have 2 season tickets, which I bought for my wife and my daughter. So I'm fighting to try and get one of them. But no, luckily enough, people have been inviting me in, and I've just been loving it.
Amazing. Okay, lastly, I have to ask you what your prediction is on where Everton will finish this season.
It's sort of changing. I think if we'd have got halfway before the season started, because my worry was we're in a new stadium as well, so it's like an away game. We're not used to it. The fans are certainly not used to it. The players won't be. So I thought it'd be difficult, but David Moyes has just carried it on from last year. So I think upper top half, I think it's still an amazing one. Still think maybe not Europe's or anything like that. I'm not silly enough.
I'm getting carried away already. I'm getting carried away already. I say 7th.
Right. Well, that'd be like manager of the year for me, because of where we are, new stadium and stuff. If we can be halfway and slightly above that, and I think that's just going to be amazing. And I think the fans will be happy. I think the fans are realistic, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I think we're not quite. We've got players. I think we could do another forward still.
A right back. Yeah.
Yeah, but O'Brien's been brilliant there.
Mm-hmm.
Been brilliant coming in. I'm so pleased for him. He's had a lot of stick, and he has standing. And Garner playing at left back.
Mm-hmm.
People have been moved around. We've not got a massive squad, but we've got players in there who can play a number of positions, which doesn't half help.
Yeah, I agree. As well as Jack Grealish as well, have done amazing.
Of course, yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Right. All right. Then that is it, people, for the interview of welcoming Joe Parkinson, former Evertonian. Thanks for coming on, Joe. It was a pleasure to have you on. Thank you very much. Up the toffees.
Up the toffees.
See you later.